Hello humanoids, welcome to Halfling Hobbies. I'm Halfling Hannah, and the tale I have for you today is not a happy one. This is the story of how love, faith, and valor are all consumed by one man's selfishness and pride. This is the lore of Ravenloft. Here we go. The vampire known as Strahd von Zarovich was not always a vampire. He was once a human prince, born the son of King Barov and Queen Ravenloft. He, along with his father, was valiant in battle, and he was an amazing soldier and conquered many lands. After the death of his father, Strahd continued in that lineage and went and destroyed all of his father's enemies, the last of which remained in a beautiful mountain valley. After defeating this last enemy, Strahd was taken by the beauty of this area and decided to stay there. He named it in honor of his father, Barovia, and he eventually, with the help of wizards and mages, built a magnificent castle on top of the mountain there. That he named after his mother, Ravenloft. But Strahd was not an only child. He had a younger brother named Sergei, and his mother kept Sergei from the battlefield and lavished love upon him. He was handsome and young and warm-hearted, and Strahd was incredibly jealous of the love that his mother gave to him. But after the castle was finished, Strahd invited his mother and his brother to come and live with him in Ravenloft. Terrified of Strahd's growing power, they accepted. But on the way, Queen Ravenloft died. This was a horrible blow to Strahd, and he buried his mother in the crypts below Ravenloft Castle. Sergei came and still lived with him, and after a while Strahd decided it was time to turn his attention towards his lineage, since his father and mother were both dead. He looked in the area of Barovia and he found a beautiful young woman with an incredible lineage, and he decided that she was worthy to be queen. He brought her to Castle Ravenloft and lavished her with attention and gifts. However, it was not enough to make up for the cruelty and cold heart of Strahd. She instead fell in love with his younger brother, Sergei. And having too much pride to keep them apart, Strahd agreed to their marriage. However, on their wedding day, as Strahd stood in front of the mirror in his best attire, he realized that he had been a fool. He alone was king of Barovia, and everything in Barovia was his to take. So he went to the groom's chambers and killed his brother, and drank his blood, thus sealing a dark and evil pact with ancient powers, transforming him into a vampire. The guards attempted to destroy the now vampire Strahd, and were unsuccessful. He then went after Tatiana and tried to force her to love him, determined that she would be his because by all rights she belonged to him. She ran from him and threw herself from the tallest balcony from Castle Ravenloft and died in the river below. Strahd slaughtered the rest of the guards, and after he had done so, the sky turned black and large clouds that looked like King Barov and Queen Ravenloft looked down on him in disappointment. Not only had he destroyed his own lineage, but he had doomed all of Barovia in his pride. The dark powers that transformed him into a vampire surrounded Barovia in a deadly mist and transported it to a demiplane, trapping Strahd and everyone else. Even in death, no one can escape from Barovia. Long before Strahd came to the Valley of Barovia, there were several towns there who lived in peace, guarded by an ancient order. This order was founded by a silver dragon in disguise. His name was Argnvost. Argnvost came to the valley not only because of its beauty, but also because he had heard tell of the Amber Temple. The Amber Temple was a repository of evil that needed guarded so that its evil could not be used against the world. Argnvost built a magnificent mansion called Argnvost Holt. And here he brought valiant warriors who would also take this oath to guard the world from the evil of the Amber Temple. This was the Order of the Silver Dragon. During the last war with Strahd, it was the Order of the Silver Dragon that was the last holdout of good. They defeated many of his spies that came looking for the Amber Temple and constantly defeated him in several small battles, but alas, that was not the war. Finally, Strahd mustered all of his power to come against Argnvost and his Order of the Silver Dragons. It was only a matter of time before they fell. Argnvost went to the battlefield himself and fought hard against Strahd, but Strahd eventually trapped him within his own manor, where there was an epic battle that took place that destroyed most of it, and killed Argnvost, taking his head as a trophy to Castle Ravenloft. Now, Argnvost Holt, which used to be a bastion of good and valor, has been transformed into a haunt of evil spirits seeking revenge. All that was good has been tainted and changed by the pride of Strahd. Built by wizards nearly 2,000 years ago, the Amber Temple was designed to be a vault, to house all of their forbidden knowledge and the evil that they had trapped over their years. They dedicated this temple to the God of Secrets in hopes that he would keep it hidden. However, with so much power hidden within the temple, it was only a matter of time before someone went to discover it, God or no. However, with so much power being collected in one area, even a god could not hide it from mortal eyes for long. The wizards were forced to guard the temple themselves, and while they did so for many hundreds of years, eventually the evils that were housed within it began to wear on them. They turned against one another, killing one another within the temple, and the temple was left unguarded. By the time the evil wizard Exaventer found the Amber Temple, the wizards were long dead, and its secrets ripe for the taking. He communed with the evil spirits there and looked through the forbidden knowledge and learned how to turn himself into a lich. After the process was complete, he decided to stay in the Amber Temple, not to guard its secrets selfishly, but to await whoever might come next and reveal to them also the secrets. After Strahd defeated Argnvost, who was the last guardian of this temple, he eventually found the Amber Temple and went inside, hoping to find the secrets to immortality. The evil powers that were there sensed something great in Strahd, and Exaventer also sensed that he was capable of something great. So they made a pact with Strahd for immortality in exchange for his lands. And that is the pact that was sealed with the blood of his murdered brother. Now Strahd rules Barovia as an undead king, a vampire. Secretly, Strahd hopes that he can escape the bounds of Barovia by finding someone who could take his place. Deep in his heart, he knows that no one could take his place. His pride would never allow it. But still he searches. Perhaps someone could take his place as king of Barovia. He would be set free from this curse. Many adventurers have come, some on their own, some at the bidding of Strahd, as he sought for his successor. All of them have failed in their quest to kill the vampire. Each night, the spirits of these fallen heroes rise from their graves and start a long march up the mountain to Castle Ravenloft. There, they go through the castle to the highest balcony, where Tatiana herself threw herself from the balcony, and jump down to the river below. This sad procession is a reminder of all the hope that has been lost here in Barovia. But there was one adventurer who came close. There was a great wizard of enormous power who came to Barovia to defeat the vampire and set Barovia free. He mustered a small force of Barovians who were tired of the tyranny of Strahd, and they stormed Castle Ravenloft. There was a great battle between Strahd, a mighty wizard himself, and this great wizard of old. They flew in the sky, hurling fireballs at one another, but alas, in the end, Strahd prevailed again. The wizard was cast down, his tomb thrown into the river, his mind shattered by the defeat. He did not die. He still lives among the mountains. He's known as the Mad Mage of the mountains. But his mind is gone. And with it, the last hope of the Barovians. Now, Strahd has found his Tatiana again. He swears that her likeness and her soul is in the body of Ireena. Ireena wants nothing to do with Strahd and would give anything for someone to help her escape his clutches. The question is there an adventurer or an adventuring party alive that can defeat Strahd and save Barovia? That can put back what was once broken and lost? That can seal up the evil of the Amber Temple forever? Is that your party, perhaps? I hope this lore helps to inspire your game and the direction in which your party needs to go. And until next time, my friends, may your game have advantage. Halfling Hannah here, signing out. Also, a big, huge thank you and shout out to all of the patrons who made this video possible. You guys are amazing and your generosity is incredible. Thank you so much for everything that you do for Halfling Hobbies.